by getting off to such a bad first quarter, do you look at this as a missed opportunity, considering how well you played over the next 3 quarters?
100%. I think we won by, double digits in the last 3 quarters. So obviously, that first quarter, pretty much hurt us. Felt like we kind of got some open look shots that fall, but I feel like, we allowed that to, let them get out in transition, and, they started scoring a lot of points, which we can't let happen. We got to play, how we played those last 3 quarters, They go on a run of our own. Yeah.
Hey, Ja, just talking about, first of all, how you felt out there, man, and what was your mentality in that fourth quarter when you just got it going? It's like you tried your best to will your team to win, but just couldn't get it done.
Feel pretty good, man. Obviously, some stuff you just got to, play through and tolerate. Me, I love being out there, for my team, any chance I get, especially, when we're, going to battle. I don't want to, just leave them out there, by themselves, not being able to be out there with them. So felt pretty good. And in that fourth quarter, I was just trying to, like you said, win the game. I got it going pretty good. Was making shots. Just, couldn't pretty much get over the hump.
Ja, what specifically improved with you, or what was the level of improvement from Game 2, not being able to give it a go at the last minute, and then tonight being able to go ahead and push through and go?
I feel like, that's what I kind of like, about, the playoffs, when you playing one team. So, after Game 1, I pretty much seen, how they was guarding me, that game. So just doing my film study from that game obviously allowed me to, know my spots on the floor. They was pretty much going under, so me knocking down the, 3 ball allowed me to, pretty much get downhill. So
I meant with the rest, the decision not to play Game 2 and then the decision to play tonight, what improved with you physically to let you to move forward and play?
I felt like pain would be the answer to that.
I was going to ask you, what was this process like for you? The last time we talked to you, you were pretty down, and obviously you played pretty well when the whole thing.
Nothing changed.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Just in terms of like the process, like how was it difficult to, like, what was it like for you sitting out like that, and just all the different things you probably had to do to get ready to play in this one?
Like I said in the question earlier, it's tough, not to be able to be out there. So obviously, that played a part. I was trying. It's not like I just, decided to on my own. I actually tried to come back, at the end of Game 1. Obviously, couldn't move it. So, that was cut off. And then, all the way up to Game 2, just trying to, do things to see if I can go out there, which, I pretty much couldn't. So having, from Game 1 to the night, those days, allowed me to recover enough to, be able to go out and play tonight. Also, credit to our staff with, the treatment process we went through to, be able to come out.
First of all, how much confidence did you gain over the course of this game in playing through whatever your, sort of the limitations were?
I never lacked the confidence. Once it was a go, I'm always confident. So.
Hey, Ja. What did you think of the Dillon play? And then also with what happened this week with Draymond, a similar set of circumstances, are you concerned that he'll be suspended for Game 4?
With how, they, treat Dillon, I honestly wouldn't be surprised, if he is. I felt like, he was ejected because of past ejections, that was made in games before. If you look at the play, he was actually, reaching for the ball on the crossover. LeBron just went behind the back. Obviously, he got hit somewhere, it's tough for a man. But flagrant one, okay. But ejection, I don't agree with it at all. But it's pretty much, out of my hands. Hopefully, we have him for Game 4,
Do you have to pick him up at all? Is he in good spirits, Dillon, that is? And I guess, what's the message now going to Game 4?
I don't feel like you ever have to pick Dillon up. His mindset, he's a, big-time competitor. always, give his all. I feel like, people misjudge him by, how he, talk. How I was raised, I feel like, everybody, put their shoes on the same way you do. And my pops always told me, there's no friends inside those, 4 lines. So always, bet on yourself and, have that confidence. And he doesn't lack any confidence at all, and you can see that. And, people, try to bash him. He get booed, pretty much everywhere we go. But, that's just that mentality he has. It's not that, he lack respect, for anybody. People don't hear what, things he say on the court. If, somebody scores, sometimes he be like, oh, yeah, good bucket. But all they hear is, what he say here. So, yeah, I don't feel like, we got to pick him up at all. But, hopefully we have him for, game 4.
Last 3 will go Tim, Michael, and Mark.
Obviously, with what Dillon had to say after the last game, that the fans were waiting on him. Do you think that the booing, kind of the venom, had any impact on him at all today?
Nah, not at all. He was getting booed all season, so I don't think that bothered him at all. He actually, embraces that and loves that. It gives him, fuel pretty much. It boosts him up. He go out and play harder, and that's just, Dillon. Like I said, he's a big-time competitor. And, somebody, a lot of these teams, as much as they don't like him, they would love to have him on his team with, the energy he brings and, what he brings to the table and what he embraces. So.
Okay, Michael and then Chris.
Ja, just with the hand, at what point did you feel like I can play in Game 3 and just from now, I'm sure the recovery is still going on there. Just how close are you to being, I guess, as close to 100% as you can be with that hand?
A little bit after shoot around. I went through some little processes to, test it out. Obviously in shoot around, I got a couple shots up, tried catching the ball, dribbled a little bit, still hesitant, around that time. And then, after a while, with that process, I went through, I started, gaining a little more, confidence that I could play. And then I know once, I'm out there, my adrenaline, gets going. So that takes some of the pain away. So, yeah. And then me being 100%, I don't know, bro.
From your performance, it didn't seem like the glove or the padding was bothering you, but did you feel like that limited you any at all, or are you going to stick with that more than you did the mask?
I feel like the limiting part was in the stat sheet. I don't think it was a problem. I went through a lot of, different ways to, protect my hand, and, that was the one I liked the best. So until my hand stopped hurting, it's pretty much that.